Hey everybody, Seth here from Everyman Prepping, and man, what a crazy last couple days has this been. Unprecedented cyber slash undercover spy weird operation going on with Israel and Lebanon and Hezbollah. We're going to talk about that. Crazy events from yesterday we're going to go over. What happened just today, even crazy, well I wouldn't say even crazier, but more Mission Impossible stuff going on over there. What could have happened? What are the further risks going to be? What's going to be the reaction? Plus, we have other stuff to talk about because we're just hitting crazy town lately. So just want to have a small chat, just me and you here out there in my barn where it's a little more relaxed, a little more comfortable. We don't need to show anything on the screen here, which we can't anyway. If we show pictures of anything that happened yesterday, YouTube's going to take this video down anyway. If the best source, if you want to go, is go to X. I have an account, X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Everyman Prepper, the link's always in my description. I'll put it here as well, but go there. I can post a lot more stuff there you can't put here. Pictures, videos that will actually get taken down in an instant if you put it here on YouTube. But go there. Anyway, yesterday, pagers are blowing up. You know, old school 1980s, 1985, your old school pager that, people had before cell phones. They started blowing up. They had upwards of 5,000 of these things just blowing up, with Hezbollah leaders. Regular people out there that might be affiliated with Hezbollah. Israel was saying it was a targeted attack. Was it terrorism? Yeah, probably. States can do terrorism too. Just because it's not a Hezbollah or Hamas or ISIS doesn't mean it's not terrorism. It's pretty indiscriminate if you ask me. Supposedly it was just going after Hezbollah people. Well, what if these pagers a kid had? What if the pager was lent out to someone? What if the pagers, they said there was 5,000 of these, bought maybe in Hungary and shipped over and intercepted, and that's where the Israeli equivalent of the three-letter organizations we have here begins with an M. It's very Mo and Sad, which you can't say the name either, otherwise bad stuff happens to your account. Anyway, they got a hold of them, and there's two theories out there. So let's backtrack a little bit. I'm getting ahead of myself. So yesterday, 330. They love the number 33. I always talked about 33 is big in the elite Israeli powers that be world. 33 is number symbolism. So at 3:30 p.m. exactly, pagers started blowing up on everybody, up to upwards of 5,000. We had a dozen or so killed, 2,800 wounded. Numbers are conflicting. We'll get more information as time goes on, but people, if they had them in their pockets, had injuries to their legs and abdomens. If they're looking at them, a lot of people picked them up and looked at them because it's beeping. Well, they lost their sight. In fact, Iran's ambassador to Lebanon lost his sight. He's in critical condition. He might not make it through. We're going to talk about the implication of that and why Iran's very silent on this. We'll get to that, back to that. So pagers blowing up everywhere. That's what happened yesterday. So imagine what this took. So these pagers, what's being said right now, the most prevalent theory is they're all bought at once, like upwards of 5,000 of them through Hungary maybe. And then the Israeli three-letter organization intercepts them. They inject a PETN explosive into them. They meticulously take them apart, put the explosive in there, put some kind of trigger, some kind of software, malware, so when a certain number is received, it blows up. They repackage it, send them to Hezbollah. They don't know anything about it. They look perfect. They distribute them out there to all their people. Now, who's to say they didn't need 4,000 of these, and 1,000 went on the market to sell to make more money, and they went to innocent people? We don't know yet, but they went out. Numbers called, 3:30 in the afternoon, boom, everybody starts blowing up. People get injured, all that stuff starts happening. Crazy to think about how the planning took for that, the interception of them, the planting. The second theory is these were lithium-ion batteries. Now, a lot of pagers just take AA, AAA alkaline batteries. So I don't know about this, but they're saying if they had lithium-ion batteries, did Israel have a way of, using malware, a cyber attack to overheat these to make them explode? Is that what caused all this? Which makes it scarier for, everybody in the world that has a cell phone, has a EV. There's no way we drive an EV right now, because if they blow that thing up, the old leave the world behind movie. Watch that. This has very, eerie correlations with that movie, where all the electronics going down, phones, Teslas are getting taken over. But did Israel find a way to hack all these things individually? Not everybody's pager, just Hezbollah's pagers, and blow them up at once. That's the scary thought. I'm hoping, personally, that it was the explosives put in there. That's what I hope for, because that means that they, it's not just any cell phone, any pager that can be exploded, anything with a lithium-ion battery. You know, was it hit with radio waves, with microwaves that were directed? Was it through satellite? Who knows? That's the two theories. I am leaning towards the explosives and hoping for the explosives because that's a lot better for everybody in the world, since it looks like this could happen to anybody if the other method is chosen. So that's crazy enough as it is. Pagers blowing up everywhere, installing fear. Why do you, they're taking down Hezbollah's communications. Why do they do that? Well, because they're probably going to invade. They're going to do a ground invasion soon. People are saying, well, Israel wasn't quite ready, but someone had suspicion that pagers were tampered with, so they had to go before they were ready. So they just did it anyway. They put so much time, effort, money into it. They just had to release it anyway. But the end result is communications are down in the pager world. And we'll talk about today. We're going to get to that. And so Hezbollah had to switch to something else, obviously, from the pagers, because everybody's tossing their pagers at this point if they haven't blown up. But you take an enemy's communication down when you're ready to attack. So look for that coming. It's going to happen soon. That's why you're doing this. But now you have the fear also, and the dismemberment, and all that stuff that goes along with that. That's bad enough it is. This was an unprecedented attack. Amazing intelligence, amazing coordination. Was it probably, like I said earlier, terrorism? Yeah, probably. So, you know, there's arguments on both sides of that. On there, whatever you want to believe, it's terrorism or not, is pretty indiscriminate in my opinion. Now, going on to what happened today. So, yesterday, pagers. What happens today? I don't have the exact time, but today, you know what goes off? Two-way radios, like walkie-talkies. Not sure if it was like the ham radio type, but, you know, you're seeing these ICOM, ICOM radios blowing up. Now we have radios blowing up. And there's also word, you know, on the internet with people saying, oh, it's also solar systems. It's also laptops and iPhones and everything else blowing up. I haven't seen proof of that. You're going to hear that. I don't know. I don't know that yet. I know ICOM. I've seen pictures. You know, like I said, my X account, I've forwarded pictures of ICOM two-way radios blowing up. And there's video of explosions throughout Beirut. These were bigger. Is that because they could fit more explosive in it, or because lithium-ion battery inside of them are bigger? I don't know. These have lithium-ion batteries in them. So, like I said, let's hope they're explosive, because if not, you know, we all own these. Are these going to blow up one day? I don't know. But so radars going up. More people are killed because there are bigger explosions. We had cars exploding. We had buildings on fire. Upwards of 60 buildings on fire. So once again, pagers out. They haven't been using cell phones because they know they can be tracked. Their two-way radios are out. Communications is basically over, you know, for Hezbollah. They're going to have to use some other method, landline, carriers, couriers, whatever you want to name it. But communications hit hard, which is what you do when you want to go to war with someone. Plus, the fear factor. You've injured them. Injuries in war are always better than deaths, because for every injury, you need one or two people to take care of that injured person. You flood the hospitals, the medical staff, you waste supplies, you know, mass casualty event. You know, that's what you're looking for. Does Israel care if they hit some civilians, some non-participants, Hezbollah? I doubt it. I don't know if they care, but I don't think so. So now we have all Commo down. Everybody's afraid to use an electronic device. If it's going after solar and laptops and other stuff, yeah, be scared, because I don't know how they can get explosions and all that. We'll figure out more as I find out more. I'll relate to you guys. But the fact this happened on the second day, you know, is unprecedented yesterday. So this makes it double unprecedented. I don't know. It's crazy what's going on that this is happening. And there's the technology out there to do this to devices, or the spycraft out there to intercept and plant this, you know, explosives and then get them out there. So on that side, if you're in a group, you know, and you have a MAG, mutual assistance group, or community, maybe this point puts out there, we don't want to single source our equipment. You know, you don't want to go to one source, buy a bunch of stuff, and it comes to one place. Maybe, you know, this is a hint. I don't know why Hezbollah didn't think about this. Maybe you don't need a single source all your stuff. You know, you have 50 people in your group. You know, you don't have one person buy 50 radios or 50 laptops or 50 scopes or whatever you're buying. Maybe everybody gets their own. Maybe it's in 2 or 3s. Maybe, you know, I know you want them all compatible and all the same to talk to, you know, make sure they work together. Well, maybe you buy different versions. Maybe you buy 2 or 3 for everybody buys 2 or 3. They get shipped different places. Whatever, but single sourcing doesn't seem to be the way to go. So just keep that in mind. You know, nothing to plan for. Just if you're doing that even for yourself, single sourcing doesn't seem to be the way to go with electronics right now. So something to think about. So I don't know what's coming next over there. Iran has been eerily silent. You know, their ambassador, like I said, lost his vision, might lose his life. you take out someone's ambassador, you might as well declare war. And this is basically what it was. Declaration of war on Hezbollah and basically Iran in general. Nasrallah is out there putting out something today saying that you're laughing now, Israel, but you're going to cry soon. They haven't really done much. We'll see if they do anything. But Hezbollah and Iran, they got to respond. If not, you're basically over in the Middle East. You have nothing to left. No, you're a paper tiger, whatever you want to call it. So we'll see. There's got to be something. And the fact that Iran's been so silent, no rhetoric, no yelling, no saying Israel's going to burn. We're shooting every missile we have. That's a little telling. That to me means they're actually probably seriously planning on something. The Russian defense guy with Sergei went over there, had an impromptu meeting with Iran. Today, Putin's saying we're going to sign a joint strategic defense agreement. Maybe that means they're under Russia's nuclear umbrella, or Russia's giving them delivery and nuclear delivery systems to go with nuclear weapons. But something I think is going to happen over there. It's going to only get escalated from here. You don't do all this. Israel doesn't, blow up all these devices and then do nothing. There's going to be more coming, and which means it's going to impact the world in general. So that's the craziness happening. It's unprecedented. This is the world, the times we're living in is unprecedented. Things you have to think about. You putting your phone in a Faraday bag now. Are you not carrying it on you? Or are you even worried? Or is it like, well, it's probably explosive planet. It's over there. I'm not worried about it. I don't know. Right down below. But the last 2 days of that has been pretty amazing. And then what else do you have? Well, you got North Korea shooting off some ballistic missiles towards Japan. They want to get part of this. You have, Ukraine last night sent a drone to a giant Russian ammunition depot. And this place is huge. Maybe I can put a picture of that up before it exploded, just to show the layout beforehand, because I think YouTube won't mind that. If I find one, I'll throw it up around here somewhere. But it's a giant ammo dump. And they say a drone went 200 miles deep into Russia, near Moscow, and blew it up. They just blow, an ammunition dump, you've been in the prior service around it, you got a bunch of either built in the ground, but a bunch of little, what do you want to call them? Like shelters with ammo inside of them, usually covered with dirt and cement and all that, buried underground or half buried. And this place had hundreds of those, bunkers, basically filled with ammo. And they're saying a drone went there and, set off one, which started a chain reaction. And basically this whole thing turned into a ginormous looking nuclear type mushroom cloud explosion. Went all night, took out almost every bunker there. Huge loss for the Russians in weapons and money and all that. So I don't know if a drone can do that. One drone can do that, cause that. To me, it kind of makes me think there was a ballistic missile coming from NATO that went in there, and they said it was a drone. I don't know, but that's a huge loss that Russia just took. And the patience that Putin has not to level Kiev, throw something at Brussels, take on, lob something into Alaska. I don't know. The patience he has is incredible. I don't know. Think about it this way. Let's say Mexico and the U.S. weren't on good terms, and we're having a little special military operation with Mexico. And then China and Russia give them all this money and weapons, and they start lobbing those Russian weapons into California, New Mexico, Arizona, Texas, whatever. What do you think the United States would do? Are we just going to let Russia sit over there because they're an ocean away, and we're just going to keep going after Mexico? Or are we going into Russia to do something? So the patience that Putin has is amazing. I can't believe we haven't seen something spectacular come out of that. So I don't know what's coming. Maybe Russia has their own, a cyber attack coming for us, and it's just not done planning. Maybe it's biological, maybe it's a pathogen, maybe it's EMP. I don't know, but I don't know how that Russia has not done something back to the United States. So every day, if I would hear something like, oh, Alaska's been hit, EMP happened here, nuclear weapon went off here, I wouldn't even surprise me. I wouldn't get concerned or flustered. That's why we prep. I would just be like, yeah, that sounds about right. So that's the state we're in right now. What else happened? There's something else I was going to bring up. I don't know if I can talk about it because so much craziness happened. Well, we got the Fed cuts today. I've been telling you that there's going to be half a point, and half a point happened. So we're on our way. It's going to be euphoria right now. Stocks are up. Gold and silver are up. Everybody's excited. Wall Street loves it. Bankers love it. But it's going to crash down. You're going to see that recession coming. It's going to happen. People are excited now, but it has happened. This is the start of it. This is the start of the inflation again. They're out there telling me inflation's done, so we're cutting. Well, you're going to cut. That money printer is going to go, and then massive inflation is going to hit, and we're going to be in a world of hurt. So that happened today. So I think that's enough doom and gloom right now with what's going on in the world right now with the last few days of unprecedented these attacks. I stand in awe almost of, pagers blowing up and then radios and then who knows what else. That is pretty incredible. Not incredible good, but incredible bad, and something for us to think about. And I'll leave you with this. I know it's gone on for a while, but what can you do? Well, what I do a lot when I'm alone in the car driving from one place to another, or in the office taking a break, or just walking in the yard, role play. Think in your mind, what would you do? Okay, you're driving and EMP hits. What do you do? Where do you go? Where are the kids? How are you getting back? Your electronics explode or blow up. What do you think happens to you at the time? Where do you go? What do you do? Are you prepared at home? Do you have alternatives? Just think about everything that's happened over there in the Hezbollah area, things that could happen in Ukraine, and just go through them in your mind. How would you react? What would you do? Where are you at right now? Wherever you're at, and what would you do? Could you get home? Could you get your family together? Are you ready to do self-defense for that? Just start doing that, and then fill in the gaps of what you need to do out of the scenarios, because this scenario has never happened. No one thought that we'd have exploding pagers and radios happening ever. So it has. So think of what else could happen and role play that out. So that's all I got for you. And especially now, this is what we have to do. Keep that ear to the ground and head on a swivel.